So much to get to here on the 49ers Report after a really mind-numbing loss against the Atlanta Falcons. It's all presented, by the way, by Roan. I'm rocking their commuter dress shirt right now. Comfortable, breathable, stretchable fabric. And for everybody out there in the faithful, you can get 20% off and free shipping if you use the promo code CHAT at roan.com/chat. We'll tell you more about them coming up here in just a few moments. As for what we're going to talk about on today's show, it's loaded here. We got to vent because this Niners loss to Atlanta has a couple of troubling trends, but could help be on the way in the way of Christian McCaffrey. According to reports, 49ers interested in him. We have some fascinating numbers that we're going to dive into that show some of those aforementioned troubling trends with Kyle Shanahan. And are the 49ers in trouble because of Shanahan at that head coaching spot? Stay tuned. You don't want to miss any of it. Greatly appreciate all of you for rocking and rolling with us. So we begin with Christian McCaffrey. According to CBS Sports top NFL insider Jonathan Jones, the 49ers are among the teams that have shown interest in Run CMC, also known as Christian McCaffrey. Here's what Jonathan Jones had to say over the weekend. Really excited to break this down finally. Carolina isn't just going to give away one of the league's best weapons when healthy, but the Broncos, 49ers, Rams, Bills among the teams that have shown varying degrees of interest in Christian McCaffrey. Should the losing continue in Charlotte this year, the Panthers could have a top 3 pick in next year's NFL draft. The fifth-year options of Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield will be off the books, and the team would be able to start fresh with a rookie quarterback in the latest era of Panthers football. And on top of that, if the Panthers do trade away Christian McCaffrey, imagine them maybe getting a second-round pick or a future first-round pick on top of the assets that they currently do have as they enter the next phase of Panthers football and try to rebuild this football team. And here's really my take for Christian McCaffrey, and especially coinciding with where this 49ers offense is right now. I hate paying big monies to running backs. I think it's an expendable position because you can find quality backs late in the NFL draft or for cheaper than McCaffrey on his current contract in NFL free agency. But if you watch the 49ers offense this year, and if you have, can Christian McCaffrey add some juice to what has been a very average and mundane 49ers offense? You look at the 49ers offensive rankings in the NFL. Points per game, 18th. Yards, 16th. Pass yards, 20th. Rushing yards, pretty good as always under Kyle Shanahan at 12th. Touchdowns, middle of the pack, 15th. Red zone touchdown percentage, 14th. Fourth down percentage, 28th, but that's because Kyle Shanahan isn't aggressive enough, in my opinion, on fourth downs. And then sacks allowed third, as the offensive line has been a pleasant surprise. So let's circle back to that original talking point. Could Christian McCaffrey be the missing piece and the missing ingredient for a 49ers offense that could really use him and use one of those bell cow backs? And can you imagine, as a wide receiver out of the backfield, out of the slot, as that running back who can get to the perimeter and run in between the tackles, him being on this offense with George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and maybe he could be the missing ingredient to the 49ers offensive struggles. I've said no in the past to a Christian McCaffrey trade, but this offense continues to be head-scratching, and this offense continues to be stagnant, and the juice that McCaffrey could provide probably has Kyle Shanahan thinking of a couple of new wrinkles and creativity with this offense. So our poll question for today's show is this, and I want to hear from everybody in the comment section because your football intellect is appreciated and always acknowledged here on the show. Should the 49ers trade for CMC? T for trade, D for don't trade. Let me know, sound off, join that conversation down in the comment section. As I mentioned off the top of the show, we're only getting started. 49ers Report is presented by Roan, and this commuter shirt here that I'm rocking can get you through any workday and straight into whatever comes next. Like if I go to a bar after work, this is the perfect shirt to look stylish in doing so. Head to roan.com/chat. Use the promo code CHAT to save 20% off your entire order. That's 20% off your entire order when you head to roan.com/chat. The dress shirt was due for radical reinvention, and Roan stepped up to the challenge. This commuter shirt, the most comfortable, breathable, flexible shirt known to man, and here's why. Their comfortable 4-way stretch fabric, awesome. It provides breathability. Looking good is also easy with this wrinkle-free shirt. It also has odor-free technology. With Gold Fusion anti-odor technology, you'll be smelling fresh and clean all day long. Promo code CHAT at roan.com/chat. Back to Christian McCaffrey here. So these are the latest odds for teams who could trade for Christian McCaffrey. And there you see the San Francisco 49ers in at 5th. And when the odds makers have an idea that something like this could happen, I do take stock in where teams are at on those odds. And the 49ers being 5th at 9-1 odds tells me that the odds makers think, and it's their job to make money, there's a chance that the 49ers could land CMC. And while he's missed the last couple of years prior to this one with varying injuries, this year he's been pretty good. And that was on display in a loss against the defending Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams on Sunday. Yes, the Panthers went down, but this is a snippet. This is a preview into what Christian McCaffrey is capable of. He ran it 13 times for 69 yards. He also caught 7 balls for 89 yards. And that level of production, on top of some of the creativity that we've seen in the past and not enough of this year with this 49ers offense, makes him very appealing. And can you imagine that the 49ers get the McCaffrey against the Rams? Really the McCaffrey who's been very good all throughout this year, and the McCaffrey who broke records in very, very impressive fashion in 2018 and 2019 when he played 32 combined games, ran it 506 times for nearly 2,500 yards. He caught the ball 223 times as a running back for nearly 2,000 yards and had 32 total touchdowns. Now, yes, in 2020 and 2021, 10 games played. That's a little bit of a problem, especially considering that backs often do get injured under head coach Kyle Shanahan. But this guy is a very, very legitimate playmaker who can cause a lot of havoc toward opposing defenses. So very interesting to think about nonetheless, and make sure you answer that poll question that we posed for you earlier. Coming up next on the show, should Kyle Shanahan be feeling the heat after yet another dumbfounding loss? Yes, they were injury-riddled, but an inexplicable offensive performance for San Francisco. Stay tuned for that. First, though, want to clap it up for everybody. During our watch party against Atlanta, 50,000 viewers. We were able to surpass 65,000 subscribers. It's been awesome to see how this channel has grown and how the faithful has responded to it. Videos every single day. News, rumors, analysis, live shows, and watch parties. We do it all, and we involve you, the people in our shows as well. So lock us in. Hit that red subscribe button down below. Especially approaching the NFL trade deadline. Anything pops off, injuries, trades, whatever, we have you covered here. It's youtube.com/49erstv. All right, let's round out with this. It's a big topic among 49er fans, and it has been over the last couple of years. And I will say, admittedly, that I have been a supporter of Kyle Shanahan. I'm going to continue to support Kyle Shanahan. I think it's very difficult to find quality head coaches in the league. That's why the turnover rate is so drastic, and that's why a lot of these coaches don't last long in their current jobs. But should Kyle Shanahan be feeling the heat? And is he to blame for the 49ers' slow start offensively? Some of the offensive numbers, pretty eye-popping here, and it's not in a good way. The answer to me, that previous question, is yes. Kyle Shanahan is the play caller of the San Francisco 49ers. Kyle Shanahan is the architect of this offense. Kyle Shanahan has been deemed an offensive guru and an offensive genius, and he hails from the Mike Shanahan coaching tree, which has had a profound impact on offensive football over the course of NFL history. And it's up to Kyle Shanahan to get this offense right, because up to this point, during the Niners' 3-3 start, they've been a Jekyll and Hyde unit, and some of these numbers are very concerning with what the 49ers have displayed so far. Shanahan is 0-26. 0-26 when entering the fourth quarter, down by at least 5 points. The only win by 4 or more points came against the Los Angeles Rams back in 2019. So while Shanahan has been able to stage some comebacks in his coaching career with San Francisco, not when down by a sizable margin going into the final frame. Here's what's also very frustrating about Shanahan, and we continue to see this in some of these ugly losses. It's the penalties, it's the drop passes, it's the turnovers, not much fourth down aggression, when in nowadays NFL, that is critically important. You look at a guy like Nick Sirianni, his team's always buttoned up for the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles. They don't turn the football over, and he goes for it on fourth downs to show faith in his football team, but also it's what the analytics indicate. And against Atlanta, you're down 14 points in the fourth quarter, and you're going on these slow, monotonous drives that span 7-8 minutes, and you're not even getting points. Outside of the Panthers game, too, the Niners offense, after recess, they've been bad. San Francisco has scored, outside of that Panthers win, a total of 16 points in the second half all season long throughout 6 games. But the Kansas City Chiefs coming to town next week, Levi Stadium. And in 15 seasons as a coach, offensive coordinator with a couple of teams, Houston Texans, Cleveland Browns, Washington Redskins at the time, Atlanta Falcons, now with the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan's offenses in the bottom half of the league 10 times in points. So you got to stop turning the football over. You have to button up this offensive unit. They have to play a cleaner style of football. And most importantly, they have to be more consistent. I've said this a couple of times. Outside of the opening script, when you're able to practice those plays in a run-through and a walkthrough every week and get those reps, when things become unscripted, that's when teams and defenses are able to respond. And I thought Atlanta kind of exposed this Niners offense to a certain degree on Sunday. 142 turnovers in 87 regular season games for Kyle Shanahan. That comes down to coaching. That comes down to ball security. That comes down to honing in on specific nuances that can decide and alter the complexion of games. Kyle Shanahan, I defended you. You have to be better, and if he doesn't get better, I'm not saying that he's going to get fired midway through the year. The Niners did start 3-5 last year, turn it around to come through with 10 wins and make a trip to the NFC Championship game. But these trends, they're problematic, and this is why this fan base is hot. So what do you think the Niners should do with Shanahan after this year? Should they replace him? Type R. Should they keep him? Type keep. Let me know right now. Make sure you give me a follow on Twitter and IG at Chase_Senior. Win or lose, I'm always here for the faithful, giving you videos and content and coverage every single day. Greatly appreciate the support, and we'll catch you next time.